Very simple. There's always going to be some obstacle that's going to be put in front of you. That's just the nature of life. Before you get to any place you want to be, there's always going to be some obstacle you have to overcome. Whether it's money, whether it's, people telling you, oh, it's so hard, you can't do it. Don't let any of that stop you. Because there'll be a way for you to overcome whatever obstacle it is to get to where you need to be.
The Ronald H. Brown Prep Program was started in 2005. It's designed to increase the number of really qualified candidates of color, African American, Latino, and Asian candidates who are qualified to go to law school. And the program is designed to give the students really a sort of a solid basis in what lawyers do. And so the program was started 5 years ago, 6 years ago actually now, only as a one-week program. It now has blossomed into a 2-year program where the students come in after their sophomore and come in for the summer after their sophomore year and for the summer after their junior year. During their sophomore summer, the students take a wide range of law school classes taught by my colleagues on a wide range of different courses, from civil procedure to legal writing to race and law and immigration law. They then do 2 weeks of internships with state court judges, and then they do 4 weeks of internships with other legal employers. So after that first summer, after their sophomore year, the students get a real good exposure to what law school students do, what lawyers do, and what judges do. And invariably, the students are really excited and passionate about some of the things that they've been able to do. So a lot of the students who are actually bilingual, work in the DA's office, they're able actually to help, in terms of translating, working with witnesses, and those sorts of things. And it really makes people realize that they're able to help their communities in some way.
The Ronald H. Brown Prep Program has helped me become a better applicant to law school. During the junior component of the law school prep program, we were given tools and resources for every aspect of a law school application. Basically starting off with LSAT preparation. We were provided with preparation towards one of the most essential components to applying to law school, which was preparation to take that test.
The program has brought a lot of structure into my life. It's organized my habits a lot better. It's probably the best decision I've made in my academic career. It's exposed me to a field that I knew very little about. And with the exposure that I've received from this program, it's convinced me that this is definitely the field I want to step into.
That the Ronald Brown Law School Prep Program is simply amazing. If you want to go to law school or if you want to have a career in law, this program definitely gives you the foundation that you need to attain those things. So I would recommend it to anyone who is interested in becoming an attorney.
I chose the prep program because I had heard about it from a friend, and it seemed very beneficial and very promising, and it was able to offer me a lot of the resources that I would need to learn more about the legal industry and learn more about the legal field.
I chose the Ronald H. Brown Prep Program because I always knew I wanted to be an attorney, and this program was one of the only programs that would have helped me reach my full potential. In fact, it has, and that's why I chose Ron Brown.
Well, this program has helped me tremendously prepare for the LSAT. During the second part of the program, we were working with the instructors from the Princeton Review who helped us master and gave us techniques of how to tackle each LSAT question. From my first diagnostic exam this summer, I actually jumped up 17 points. So that's a lot from where I started off. And I was able to, from there, get guidance from them on how to tackle the questions and get strategies. And I basically, without the program, I wouldn't know half of the things that I'm able to know now when taking a practice LSAT.
This program has helped me prepare for LSAT because it has given us, premier tutoring from Princeton Review, amazing tutors. We have great teachers assistants, and it's forced us in a structured environment that without the program we probably wouldn't, especially during the summer. You have a lot of distractions around you, and even though you may force yourself to study, it would never be as structure that this program has made it for you. You will wake up early, you will make sure you study, then you will have class in the afternoon. It was very organized. So that's how it has helped me prepare for the LSAT.
The program has helped me so much with the LSAT because we have tutors from the Princeton Review, and we have class every day for 2 months, and then we have 2 study sessions as well as class for a diagnostic the last month. And it's just helped me increase my score. I went up 13 points, and I know for a fact that I wouldn't go up that much if I was just studying by myself. So it's helped us be more disciplined and improve our scores and build confidence within ourselves.
Well, the prep program, the Ronald H. Brown prep program, is designed to increase diversity in the legal profession, one student at a time. As you probably have seen recently, New York Times has had articles indicating there's been a decline in the number of African Americans and Latinos enrolled in law schools across the country. In fact, our research shows that less than 1% of the law school students in New York State are 1% of the students in New York State are of Puerto Rican ancestry, even though Puerto Ricans are the largest Latino group in New York State. And the number of African American students enrolled in New York State law schools will also decline. So there's a real critical need as society becomes much more diverse. It's expected by 2050 that 50% of the population of the United States will be either Black, Latino, or Asian American, that we need lawyers to be representative of that population. And in fact, New York City is majority minority, and New York State is 40% Black, Latino, or Asian American, and we don't have lawyers that are really representative of that group. And what does this mean? Somebody say, well, people can represent whoever they want. That's true, but you have to have credibility. You need to have judges and prosecutors and others that people feel that they have some sort of connection with.
It was just so surreal to me just because I'm so used to people of color, my peers, my friends being on the opposite side of the cells, holding on to the bars and wanting somebody to represent them, wanting to get out. And now with me having this internship experience through the Ronald H. Brown program, I was on the opposite side trying to help my clients get out. The little that I could do as an intern, it was motivating to me.
We allow diversity of citizenship, which means we let state law claims be brought in a federal court because we want to protect somebody. Who are we trying to protect? The person being sued. How? Well, they may not have, that's personal jurisdiction. Subject, why do we give the bias, right? The bias that we worry about, the home court advantage, right? We don't want to be sued if I'm from New Jersey, I don't want to be sued in New York and with a New York State judge because I might not get a fair deal. So that's the idea behind diversity of citizenship. It's actually more important in the old days than it is now.
The other benefits of the program with the students are we meet with a psychologist every 2 weeks or so, and we can meet with them either in a group session or an individual session. And it's really beneficial to get rid of all our frustrations, all our anxiety. We have workshops that help build our resume, that help improve our personal statements. And we also have mentors that we work with. They contact us whenever we have any issues or whenever our LSAT score is having a lot of fluctuations.
One other beneficial thing about the program was the personal statement workshop, because of the fact that I had so many things that were specific and unique to me that I wanted to put into one statement, and Professor Weintraub kind of helped me understand that, all these things are great, but you don't need all of them. So he kind of helped me make my personal statement more concise.
My most memorable experience was when I was speaking to Professor Baines at an interest in law for a large class of sophomores. He told me that, opportunities like this is rare, and from there I realized I had to seize it.
I gained exposure both to courtrooms, to what judges do. I interned as well at Paul Hastings, which is a corporate law firm, and I gained an insight into what corporate lawyers do, which is not something a lot of people know when they're going into law school or pursuing a legal career. So they were very beneficial.
You have already taken the first step towards your legal career, and that is by being here. The sophomores, you've taken your courses, you've done your internships. The juniors have started the LSAT preparation. So you've already started on your way. And for some of you, it could be that you've always wanted to be a lawyer. And for others of you, it might be that this is a relatively new way for you to think.
Well, when I think about Ron Brown, I think about the great opportunities that we got, and the connections I made were amazing. Friends I made, and I made really good friends with the DA, Scott Kessler, so I'm really happy with it, and I'm definitely promoting this to anyone, so I hope to be here next year.
My name is Mary Mamad. I was a sophomore teaching assistant this year for the Ronald Brown program, and I think that it was a great learning experience, not just for the students, but for us as teaching assistants also. I'm going to miss them a lot, and if I was not going into my third year of law school, I would definitely come back and do it again.
My name is Seb Weinstein. I'm a teaching assistant for the sophomores, chess group here. My experiences were fantastic. The students taught me everything. They did. Coming in, I had no idea what to expect. From a completely different background than probably most of the people here, and I learned so much more from you guys. I know I said that on the last day, but for real, Chris, Tatiana, all you guys, Oma, for real, I learned more from you guys than you guys did from me.
But the thing about the law is that it's all around us. Everything, from the chairs that we're sitting on, to the clock that's on the wall, to, daylight savings time. There's always some law, some regulation, some rule that's associated with it. And so there's plenty of opportunity for individuals to make their mark, whatever it might be. In terms of my own practice and what we do at the Cochran firm, and what makes me so proud to be part of the Cochran firm, is that we look in cases where we can, because not every case presents the opportunities, but every case that we can, we try and change the world.
My plans for the future are basically to someday become that attorney that advocates for those in need. I hope to one day give back to my community and basically give a voice to all the voiceless. I hope to be that attorney that is there to serve every client that they have. I might not be able to change the world, but I hope to change and have a positive impact in the life of every client that I touch. In addition to that, I hope that someday along the road I'd be able to get back to the Ronald H. Brown Law School program, because if it wasn't for the program, I probably would not have achieved every goal that I planned to achieve.
Well, I do want to go to law school one day, and I do want to become a lawyer, inshallah. But what I really want to do is where I think Professor Rory and Professor Baines have really, enlightened me on, is to become a teacher in the field of law. And I never thought that I would go into something like that. I just thought, practice law. But I think it's so prestigious. I think it's so honoring that this field and the exposure that we've gotten from this program allows you to do so much, and it gives you so many options that it's almost mind-blowing.
I don't have any concrete plans for the future, but I would love to work for the district attorney's office in the future, or become a judge, but I think more knowledge in the legal field would help me figure that out.
I know that I want to be a civil rights attorney, so one of my goals that I have is to work for the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission and kind of advocate for the rights of others who have been discriminated against in the workplace.
My supervisor took me to the Brooklyn appellate court. We had to get a warrant signed by the judge. So while we were waiting on the warrant to be signed, she gave me a tour of like the Brooklyn Promenade and courthouse and things like that. And she took me inside the courtroom. The Brooklyn appellate court has one courtroom. So she took me inside the courtroom and was giving me a brief history of the courtroom. And she was telling me that when you when you're sworn in as an attorney in New York, you're sworn in that courtroom. And so I was able to see myself, 5 years ahead, like, being sworn in that very courtroom. So I think that was definitely a great experience.
An outstanding program, and the students are very successful. And the bottom line is that there's many talented students of color out there. They just need to have the tools to succeed, and this program gives them those tools.